What's good, YouTube? And I ain't gonna lie, we 22 and we just became a father, man. And it feels really good, it really does. Especially when you're there for your girl, you're there for your kid, everything. And we just got out the hospital after about a week. And the baby's still there. And I was just asking myself all these questions, asking if I'm ready, asking if I want to do this, asking all these different things. And then when I seen the baby firsthand, it was like something in me just locked in. Like something in me was just like, damn, like this baby needs you. And mind you, the mother needs you, of course, but more or less what I'm saying, when I looked at the baby, and it was just like, damn, it was such a surreal moment, because mind you, she came 2 months early. So she came at 7 months. And it was just such a surreal moment. So I got a call while I was at work. My girlfriend was like, oh, I'm on the way to the hospital. Like, I don't know what's going on. It's hurting, whatever. And boom, I'm like, all right, I'm going to rush over to the hospital. So I rush over to the hospital. And they tell me that they're going to have to do an emergency C-section. So right when they told me that, like, I got to the hospital. I'm sitting there. And they're like, oh, you could come back now. I'm like, finally, damn. And they're like, yeah, we're going to have to do an emergency C-section. And right then and there, when they told me that, I just went into shock. I was just like, damn, like feeling for my girlfriend at that point. And I was just like, damn, man, I want to be there for her as much as I possibly can. So I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. So I just stood next to her, just kept telling her everything's going to be okay. Kept telling her everything's going to be okay. The baby's going to be fine. And, I called a couple of my friends because just recently I had, I don't know what someone would call it, but, I had a moment where I was like, I didn't know if I believed in God or not. I wasn't sure. And when I wasn't sure, I swear to God, I got in an argument with one of my friends over it. And we was just kind of talking. We was like, yeah, I believe in God, but I don't know. Some of the things that people could get forgiven for and let into heaven, it just didn't add up to me. So then, boom, all of a sudden, I'm just sitting there the next day. I'm on my way into work. And this is before everything, mind you. This is all before everything. And I'm on my way into work. And then all of a sudden, I get stopped for speeding. Mind you, I wasn't even going that fast over the limit. I had to have been going like 50 in a 35, mind you. It's still flying, but when they said it, they were like, oh, we clocked you at 65 in the 35. I'm like, no way. And in the state of Massachusetts, for every mile you go over, it's $10. So right there, he wrote me a $300 ticket for that. He wrote me an inspection sticker ticket, and then a warning for my seatbelt. So he gave me all these things, and I was looking at it. It was like 400 in tickets, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, damn. That's what I get. That was really the devil trying to come after me after I spoke, because I told one of my friends that I don't want to go to heaven if pedophiles can get forgiven and let into heaven. And I feel like God the next day came down and did all this stuff to me and basically let me know that, if you go to hell, you're going to be with pedophiles, you're going to be with the worst of the worst anyway. So it's like you might as well want to go with the ones that are forgiven. And then all of a sudden, I had a Bible at home. I started reading. Boom. Next day, my girlfriend calls me. I'm at work. She's like, oh, babe, I got to get rushed to the hospital. So I'm like, oh, shit. I go into shock. I'm trying to just get there fast as I can. And boom. She's like, yeah. So we're here. Boom. I find her when I get to the hospital. I call my friend. I'm like, bro, I need you to pray for me. Because all I seen was just a bunch of blood. So, when you see that, it's normal for someone to be like, holy shit. Go into shock almost. So that's what had happened to me. And I just tried being there for as much as my girlfriend, as much as I possibly could. And I just kept praying. Because when she went into the room to get the C-section, they wouldn't let me in the room because they had to put her to sleep. So I was just sitting outside of the room, mad as hell, just trying to figure everything out, trying to process all these feelings. Asking myself, am I ready? This is so early, I'm not sure what's going on. And then honestly, about 20 minutes later goes by. They're like, yeah, do you want to meet your baby? And I'm just sitting there like, meet my baby? Yeah, of course I want to meet my baby. And you're just sitting there and you're like, holy shit, you're like, this is really happening. So I'm walking down to labor and delivery, I believe it was, into the maternity ward or something like that. And I see her for the first time. I'm telling you guys, when I seen this little girl, it was like something in me just clicked and was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, I want to be a father, you know? And a lot of people, they get that feeling where they either want to go all in or they want to kind of dodge the moment. You know what I'm saying? Pass it up. Give it to the next man. Like, yeah, I'm not ready. And I never really been one of those people. As soon as I found out, I was like, yeah, I want to meet her. And as soon as I seen her, I just stared at her. I think it was for like 45 minutes or something like that, because we gave birth in Lawrence, and then they had to rush the baby to Tufts Medical Center in Boston. So, obviously, they're taking the baby. And me and my girlfriend were trying to get switched over, but we weren't able to get switched over right away with the baby, so we were away from the baby. As soon as we had the baby, we got to see her. I got to see her for like 45 minutes. My girlfriend got to see her for probably like 2 minutes, honestly, like not even. And then they took her. And when you just have a baby, all those feelings are just processing. You don't know what's going on. So it's so natural for you to just be like, damn, like, you feel sad. Like, you just genuinely feel sad. You're like, damn, they just took my baby, you know? And that's kind of what we felt. So in that moment, I knew. And it's definitely, I don't care what nobody says, it's definitely harder for a woman than it is for the man, because that woman just carried that baby for months in her stomach. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I tried to feel for her as much as possible and just be there for her as much as possible, because, you know, that's a hard thing. Not a lot of people get to even be there for someone, because we were walking through the hospital, and we would see like a bunch of women, and all these women, all of them, every woman that we'd see walking alone, they were in that hospital alone. And I was sitting there just like, damn, it must be so scary as a woman, a single mother, to get like C-section, give birth at all, and be in the hospital alone. Like, it's such a sad moment. Like, of course their family's gonna come visit them and stuff like that, but these women were genuinely sleeping in the hospital all alone. And I'm just sitting there like, dang, I'd feel so bad for my girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever, if I got her pregnant, I was there for all the time, and then she all of a sudden goes to the hospital and I wasn't there anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what a lot of these guys do. It comes down to the pressure moment, and then they give up. But when it's leading all up to that, the fun and games, everyone loves it. So it's like, I want to grow to love both. I want to love the fun activities, and I want to love the real moments. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have those moments, that was such a real, authentic moment. Like, I don't even know. I can't explain to you guys how it felt, because you can only understand it when you're going through it. So it's like, dude, I seen her and I was just mesmerized, shell-shocked. And I was just like, I want to be a father, you know? And my girlfriend, she took it like a champ. She went through that surgery, so she took it like a champ. And we weren't able to get switched over to the hospital that the baby was at like 2 days in. So we were 2 days away from the baby. But where we're from, what they have is something called angel eyes. So you're able to watch your baby still all the time. But it just wasn't enough for my girlfriend. She wanted to be there with the baby. So we we requested a transfer order, and then they accepted it. So then they moved us over to Boston, where the baby was. And, you know, everything just kind of fell into place. It felt really good. We were there for a couple nights. I think it was like 3 nights or 2 nights we were there. And it felt really good, you know? And then all of a sudden they were like, oh, you guys are getting discharged. You guys are going to just have to come back every once in a while and see the baby. And it's like, damn, we want to come see her every day, but the commute is crazy. So it's like choose your point. Like, choose your poison at that point. And we're just trying to make it work, you know? So that's where we're at right now. And we just came home yesterday. So we're kind of just sitting with all those feelings until we're able to go see the baby again. But I know there's a lot of fathers out there, beginner fathers, new fathers, people that are finding out that they're becoming a father. And I want you guys to know that if you keep a level head and you got a good head on your shoulders, you guys could get through it. You guys could be there for your kid and your girlfriend. And, you know, I know some people may not want that, But there's some people out in this world that genuinely, they're chasing that feeling. They're chasing that father feeling. They want to be there for someone because they're lonely too. They don't got no one. And I was one of those people, you know? I was going through a lot, so she came at a time where I feel like I really needed her. She came at a time where I feel like God sent her, is what it really felt like. It felt like she was just like, I don't know. She was sent from God. And you know, when you get that feeling, it makes you so grateful for everything. I was grateful for how strong my girlfriend was. I was grateful for the way I acted. I was so proud of myself for the way I acted. And I was so grateful for the baby coming out healthy. Especially for coming out 2 months early, you know? It's such a scary thing, and not a lot of people can deal with that when they go through it. And I feel like if you can handle that, you can handle anything this world has to throw at you. So I just wanted to, you know, kind of speak out, because I know there's a lot of dads and a lot of people that feel the way I do. So if you guys ever feel like you need someone to talk to during those moments, anything like that, never hesitate to reach out. Because everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs somebody. Don't be that person that goes through it alone and chose to go through it alone when you had people. There's so many people that have people that are willing to support them and be there for them, and they still go through the stuff alone because they were so stubborn and just, you know, had such a hard head. They didn't want help. They didn't care for anyone's help. They just wanted to, you know, get through it. But you need to accept the help from others. And that's one thing I learned during this whole thing. You need to accept and be willing to have help from others, because if you could do that, then you'll get through things actually happy. And you know, a lot of people deserve happiness. So everyone deserves happiness. No one deserves to feel left out. No one deserves to feel lonely. No one deserves to feel depressed. But that's a human feeling. Everyone feels like that. So if you guys are ever feeling like that, never hesitate to reach out, guys. For real. And that's what it is. We wanted to create like a story. So this channel's been a lot of things, honestly. It's been vlogs, it's been businesses, it's been gaming, it's been streaming, it's been all types of stuff. But this time we're really locking in on Project Winslow, because my last name's Winslow and we winning slow, man. So this is Project Winslow, start to finish. And you know, this is the start of fatherhood. This is the start of my journey where I feel like I'm genuinely so happy. I'm so blessed that, you know, everything's just falling in line in the right time. So if I could just keep going good at this pace that I'm at, then I genuinely believe everything will be okay. And if you guys think that same way, you guys pray every day, pray over your daughters, pray over your girlfriend, pray over your family, loved ones every single day, you guys will be strong and you guys will be the man that, you know, God created you to be. And if you guys could do that, you guys could do anything, man. So never stop being you. And this is just, you know, this is just a video one of many, because we're not going to stop. We're going to keep coming back with advice. We're going to keep coming back with talks. And it's not really advice this was more or less kind of just getting a couple things off my chest that I feel like I needed to get off my chest. Because I feel there's a lot of people that felt the way I did in this world, and they kind of just held it in. And hold it in doesn't do nothing. It just builds you up for a life of hurt. And you don't want a life of hurt. You want a life of happiness, joy, and peace. So stay in search of that, my peoples. I love y'all.